The political focus swings to Charlotte, North Carolina this week as, of course, Democrats gather to nominate President Obama for a second term.
And before they arrive at the convention, President Obama and Vice President Biden are busy making their case on the campaign trail. ABC's Karen Travers joins us live from Charlotte this morning. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Paula. Hi, Rob. Democrats have been pouring into Charlotte over the weekend, and the Obama campaign hopes they're fired up and ready to go.
Last week, Republicans had the spotlight. Now it's the Democrats' turn. But before President Obama and Vice President Biden arrive here in Charlotte, they're on a jam-packed battleground state swing. The president revved up a crowd of 13,000 supporters in Colorado, one of his largest events yet.
If you're willing to vote for me in November, we will win Boulder and we will win Colorado. We will win this election.
And in Wisconsin, Vice President Biden slammed the Republican ticket.
What they espouse is a social policy right out of the 60s, a foreign policy with echoes of the Cold War, and an economic policies that brought us the Great Recession.
While his rivals stormed the campaign trail, Mitt Romney had a quiet day in New Hampshire. He attended Mormon church services with his family, and for the next few days he'll be out of sight as he begins his preparations for the upcoming debates. In Charlotte, several hundred demonstrators took to the streets for a March on Wall Street South, a rally against economic inequality. But it drew far fewer people than the 10,000 that were expected by organizers.
We are the 99%!
First Lady Michelle Obama arrives here in Charlotte later today, and last week she told David Letterman she really hopes Americans tune into the conventions because Robin Paula, she said, that's when the campaign really begins.
Even though she admitted she didn't watch the RNC at all, but hey.
True.
True. Karen,
she knows what they're going to say.
Exactly. Karen, a question for you. Obama and Biden really burning up the frequent flyer miles, touring the battleground states. What's on the agenda today?
They really want to steal back the spotlight. Vice President Biden will be in Michigan today, a critical state for them, and the president will be in Ohio today. He is going there because this is a state they're paying a lot of attention to. Both campaigns are really pouring a lot of resources in. But Rob, you'll like this one. He's going to have a little bit of a detour. He's heading down to Louisiana later today. He's going to meet with officials there to survey the flood damage and also get a briefing on how things are going. So it's a chance for him to look presidential. But Rob and Paul, you remember, Mitt Romney did it last week. He beat him to it when he went down last Friday.
You know, he did got a jump on him too. And also, you know, post-convention people like to talk about whether the candidates get a bounce from that or not, but according to the latest polls, things are still neck and neck, so not much of a bounce at all. And of course, it doesn't help that the Democrats get their turn just days later.
No, they stole the spotlight right back. One poll had President Obama up 1 point, and that's really statistically insignificant. It really doesn't matter when it's that close. Another poll had President Mitt Romney going up 2 points right after the convention. The same poll today had him tied 45-45. So really that bounce, if you even want to call it that, it's basically gone.
Do they think that having the DNC in North Carolina is going to benefit their strategy? They had the DNC in 2008 in Colorado, and of course North Carolina, they only won by I think 14,000 votes in 2008.
Right, it was very tight, and they had their convention in Colorado in 2008 because they had a lot of momentum heading in there, and they really saw that as a purple state that they could turn blue. North Carolina was a purple-ish state that turned blue in 2008, but it's gone much more back to the red. The Obama campaign doesn't feel as good about North Carolina as they did, say, about Colorado 4 years ago. Two very different states. In fact, Rob and Paula, there's a lot of buzz this week about whether or not they can fill that very large stadium behind us all the way in the distance. The Carolina Panthers Stadium seats 75,000 people. That's a lot to fill. They're hoping to get their activists really energized, get them there on Thursday night for the president's speech. They're bringing out Mary J. Blige, James Taylor, all sorts of musical acts, but it's going to be raining, so that may put a dampen all of the festivities, but they're hoping for a big crowd.
Oh, the loyalists will have their umbrellas, so we'll see what happens.
Or their ponchos.
Yeah, 75,000, yes. That's a tall order. So we'll see what happens on the big event Thursday night. Karen Travers reporting live for us from Charlotte, North Carolina, the Tar Heel State. Thank you, Karen. And stay with ABC News as we cover the DNC this week. We'll take you to Charlotte live on America This Morning and also on GMA. Diane Sawyer, of course, and George Stephanopoulos again. We'll anchor our live coverage from Charlotte starting tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in.